Welcome back, everyone. It's FNHusa57 here. We are currently on Neverwinter, so new game now. The game's been out for quite a while on PC, but it just came out for Xbox One, so we'll be doing a Let's Play. And if there's enough interest in this video series, I'll continue and do some of the different... I will continue and I'll do some videos on some of the different dungeons and a couple other parts of the Let's Play later on in the game. So we're in like the first area here, and I found out that you can have a companion and summon a companion, so I'm going to go ahead and do that because that makes it a lot easier. We're going to do a quest and then do a skirmish. So I decided to not do this Let's Play immediately as soon as the game came out, because games like this have a lot of very intricate detail to them as far as different things that you can do and different currencies and things like that. So I did make a wizard, which as you can see is pretty high damage, and the quest that we're on, the objective is highlighted here. It's kind of glowing, so that's really easy to find. The loot is also easy to find. So this episode will also be kind of a first impressions, even though I've played for a couple hours now to get my character up. Probably a few hours, actually. But it's definitely one of those games that's really fun. The detail could be better. I mean, you know, it's only a 10 gig game, but if you're getting it on, you know, Xbox One, it is a free-to-play game. It has a little bit of a pay-to-win aspect to it, where certain items you can only buy with real currency. But, I mean, not too bad. It's not like a lot of the games where it's literally the only way you're going to level up and it's going to be if you buy something. So, luckily, it's not quite like that. Plenty of loot for you to pick up. The quests are very easy to do. There's a path on the ground that's highlighted for you to follow, and basically it's extremely easy to do. So very, very easy. As you've seen, I just completed that quest for setting those supply crates on fire. You can go and check your quests here at the journal. You know, and that was an easy one to complete, very easy. Just matter of setting a few crates on fire and you got a bit of XP. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to clear these guys out so I don't have to deal with them killing me. Which, as a wizard, you do get some pretty crazy powers. Most of them revolve around ice, which is kind of cool. You get these little kits that you can pick up off the ground. That was a religion kit. There's a lot of items that you get in this game. Definitely a lot of stuff to keep track of as far as what drops for loot and then what you sell and everything. You have these bonfires that you can stand at. They're basically safe areas and allow you to regain your health. And we're going to go ahead and do a skirmish real quick. So we're going to do this orc assault. And basically just queue up for that. Which can take a little while to actually find a party, because it's not something that you can do by yourself. So there it says respond to queue. So we're going to go ahead and join group. Make sure I'm in a safe area, because when it ends, you'll go back to the area that you were in. So you don't want to join one of those and be like in the middle of a fight with 20 different enemies. So, yeah, you don't want to do that. But now these little skirmishes are like dungeons. They're not dungeons, they're a skirmish, so they fall under a different category. But they are repeatable as long as you are within the level range for that dungeon. And you can either do them with a full group of your friends, which I've been trying to join a couple of my friends that got this game since it is free to play, but had a little bit of connection issues at first, and then we got it to work out. So when you're in a group, you have this little need greed system that pops up, and if it's an item that you can use for your class, you can actually press need, otherwise you can press greed if you want it for extra money, which the money system on this game is really kind of interesting. You actually have like a World of Warcraft or even an EverQuest type money system where you have 100 copper turns into 1 silver, 100 silver turns into 1 gold. So it's kind of interesting that they brought that aspect of the currency system instead of it just being a, okay, here's one type of currency and you can have, billions of it. So they definitely did the currency interesting. And I did get a decent group here, mostly, another level 18. I'm the highest level here, being 19. But so as you can see, you're able to basically use all of your powers, and I can kind of keep this guy frozen, which that's the ability for the mage, or, well, at least the sorcerer, not the warlock. You can, basically lift him up, use ice powers, use the ability to freeze him. So I keep him frozen, and then the rest of my team can go ahead and do damage to him. But these little skirmishes are pretty insane. I wasn't able to dodge that, so you see, I took some pretty good damage from that. But being that I'm a wizard, you actually want to get health regen or health steal, life steal, and that allows you to heal as you're doing damage, which, as you can see, it's not much, but it's mostly for 5-6 points at a time. And of course we have all these little potions on the ground, and there's a treasure chest over here. Whenever you see a treasure chest, you always want to open it, take all those lovely items that are inside. Mostly going to be unidentified items or silver pieces, things like that. There's another treasure chest here, so I'm going to go ahead and activate basically my super and then try and get out of there, because I don't want to be in the mess of all that. Even though I am of decent level, I don't have the armor to sit here and actually go head to head with most of these guys, which, makes sense. Being a wizard, you would definitely need to have a tank. So there we go, I've got a Neverwinter guard that's kind of tanking for me. Being a wizard can be hard, I've found out, because if your team that you're playing with, your group, doesn't know what to do, you do so much damage that most of the time you take the aggro, and you really don't want to take the aggro as a wizard, being that you don't have the actual health to sit there and tank. See, now that guy's coming after me now, so we're gonna go ahead and freeze him, which is, it's very helpful if you freeze the big guys, and then you can use multiple different abilities on them. You can see there, I've got him up in the air, and now he got knocked down by someone else's attack, because all my damage is multiplied when I have stacks of cold on an opponent. That's an ability that you can get later on, is that you do more damage when they're frozen. So when they're frozen, you want to go ahead and just attack them as much as possible. See, that's an item that I need. My class can use it. Sadly, I did not win it, though. Basically, you roll like a die, and depending on what you pick, and luck determines who gets what. But I'll go ahead and open that chest and take those items. Now, as you see, I got these little guys to deal with. These little guys aren't really too much of a problem, but as you can see, they hit pretty quickly, and they hit me for about 100 damage each time. So I can go ahead and use that ice ability to knock him away from me and stun him for a second. Pretty cool. Graphics definitely could be a little bit better, but the game's only a 10 gig game, so it's really not too bad. It's an insane amount to do in this game. Just as a first impression, there's literally so much you can do. I used a potion of healing there just to bump up my health a bit. But there's so much. There's multiple quests in each area. There's, I don't know, at least 12 or 15 different areas. I think a character can go up to a max level of 60. So yeah, it's pretty insane. Now, there is an aspect of the game that is sort of a pay to win, or sorry about that, but yeah, there is a certain aspect of the game that's pay to win, being that there are certain items that you can only open by buying them with real currency, but they're not really that many. So most of the stuff you can do without buying it with real currency. So kind of very fun in that aspect. As you see, I have 4 gold, so I've played this for a little bit. So I really like these powers that you have. They're extremely cool, especially that ultimate or your daily power. And I'm pretty much going to go after this boss since I'm doing insane damage. But the bad thing about that, like you've seen, I use that ultimate power, which since I'm playing with randoms and this game is new to Xbox, most people don't know what to do. So as you see, I'm having to dodge around a lot more so that I'm out of the fight and I quit taking damage. But that's just because we don't have a person that's like really good as a tank. If you had a really good tank, then you'd be fine. So most of these guys drop, you know, little piles of gold. You don't get gold from them normally. You only get copper, maybe if you're really lucky, a silver. Here's one of these items that you have to open with actual real money at that tyrannical lockbox. And then, of course, at the end of the little skirmish, you get some money and a scroll, bound scroll of lesser item identification, which is pretty cool. You can actually go and use that to identify the unidentified items that you receive, which is pretty cool. So you want to save those. Since that skirmish was over here in the Black Lake area, I'm going to come back to this bonfire. Ignore those guys. They're just a couple little low-level zombies. It is an open world game, but it is a game where you run into other players as well. So if you're playing by yourself, you can always try and invite somebody else. And there's a shop right here that you can come to and look at the stuff that you picked up. Like treasure, you don't need that, you sell it. Armor, I can't wear that, that's for a warlock, so I'll just sell it. Unless, you know, you have a friend or you have a second account or something like that. Just sell everything that you don't need. An arcane kits I don't sell. You can put them actually for diamonds somewhere else. I'll show you that real quick. But so both of these are not for my class, but what I'm going to do is go into my inventory and use these bound scrolls, a lesser item identification, to identify the item, and then those items will actually sell for more. So now this one sells for 84 copper, and this one also sells for 84 copper, instead of they were selling for like 50 copper. So if you use the scroll, especially the bound one, which you get for free for completing one of those instances, it's definitely helpful. Now, I'm going to go ahead, and I don't want to be in that group anymore, so I'll leave that group. This way I don't get re-invited to that. And I want to go ahead and go to this trade house, which basically allows you to sell items for diamonds. As you can see, I have some stuff on there. Nothing sold yet, but since the game is so new, we don't have people with a ton of diamonds. I'm going to go ahead and put this arcane kit up, and it'll tell you basically what the item should go for, and then you can enter the amount that you actually wish to sell it for. So I'm going to make this one pretty cheap. I'm gonna ask for a starting bid of 8 diamonds or a buyout price of, let's make it 15. Oh, actually 18. And keep it at 5 days and see if that sells. So go ahead and post the item. And that's a good way to make a few extra diamonds, selling stuff like that. People buy the kits at high level armor, lock boxes, but basically you want to sell the item kit for less than what it costs to buy. Otherwise, people wouldn't actually spend the diamonds on it. So it's kind of like these the magical supplies, the minor marks of potency. You want to sell those for about 20 diamonds each. This way, it encourages people to buy them from you. So kind of interesting, but hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Please leave a comment and a like if you have any questions or any suggestions for a different video or something that you would like to see in this game, because it is pretty massive. Definitely post a comment and let me know. I will see what I can do about that and get the videos done for you. Also, never fear, I am covering the new Zombies DLC for Advanced Warfare. So thanks for watching.